What's going on, everybody? It's the one and the only, the first and the finest, Miss Wright, and you are tuned in to the Right Way Talk Show. This is my second episode. How exciting is that? I'm so glad that you guys are all here watching me. The first one was a big turnout. Thank you very much to all my supporters, and I'm so glad that you're here with me for the second one. And I hope that I keep your attention for the other ones that are coming. So this episode is going to be a little bit brief. Why? It's Easter, okay? It's Easter. I'm not going to take up all y'all attention. Y'all should be drinking wine, eating good with your family, going to church. Amen, okay? It's Resurrection Day. So I won't keep your time for too long. No guests, but what I will do is still give you my faves of the week because last week happened. There were some juicy things that went on, but I had to make sure I was doing what I had to do so I could keep it pushing. So I'm gonna give y'all what was my faves. Then I'm gonna give y'all the celebrity and entertainment tea, and then we're gonna wrap it up. So y'all can get back to what y'all was doing, and I can go ahead and get back to thanking God. Okay? Happy Easter, everybody. But faves of the week. What's going on? What song have I been banging? Hopping in the car, first joint that I'm turning on in the car, or even in my room. Getting in the shower. What am I listening to? The song that I actually have been playing on repeat is an old song. Not super old, but old. I guess it's new to me and old to other people. It is Big Mouth by Ruby Rose. She is a relatively new female rapper. She's actually Eritrean, which I think is so different. Like, I don't know too many rappers that are, we keeping it diverse up in here, up in this industry. I'm loving to see it. Big Mouth came out in 2019, and then I think that was pretty much her breakout single. And following that, she had the release of her first mixtape, which was For the Streets, featuring Future and Party Next Door in some regard. His voice isn't on it too much, but you could feel Party through the song. So yeah, I really like the mixtape. I don't know how Big Mouth just came across my Apple Music. I think I was listening to something by Sweetie, and it just came up, and I was like, oh, this is kind of cute. Okay, so I've been banging it. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. Yeah. So that's that. My favorite show, or the show that I've been binge watching for the last couple of weeks, or not weeks, for the last 2 weeks, has been Girlfriends. Yes, if you were born in the 90s or earlier, you should know what Girlfriends is. It stars Tracy Ellis Ross, Golden Brooks, Persia White, and Jill Marie Jones. And then there's William. It's 4 women, sitcom, Black women. If you haven't heard of it or tuned into it, like, you're going to love it. Me personally, I feel a very strong connection with the character Joan, but more than likely, no matter who you are, there's a character on there that probably relates to you a little bit. It shows Black women embarking on, challenges in their friendships and their careers and their relationships. They're not all single, but it's just different vibes from each woman that you kind of relate to. And because they're Black women and it's like the 90s and you seeing them thrive and struggle and all that, you kind of feel like, oh my goodness, I need this in my life today. So it was only airing from 2000 to 2008, but they have it on Netflix. And I don't know, I just wanted to watch something while I was doing something else, one of those types of things. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is all I want to watch right now. So I'm binge watching Girlfriends. And the quote that spoke to me this week was, impossible is an opinion, not a fact. Deep, right? Yes. Impossible is an opinion, not a fact. And this one I got from my mother. She didn't make it up. She read it out of a book, but the book was a design book. And my mom is embarking on a new journey in her life where she is channeling her design, her once hobby, she is trying to turn into a career. And because she had me so young, she had to put a lot of her personal career aspirations on the back burner so that she could be my mom. And then, one thing led to another, and you're worried about paying the bills, not making your dreams come true. So the fact that she is doing this, I just wanted to give her a shout out. Hey, Mom, I love you. I'm so proud of you for doing this. And yeah, I love you. Right by Design is coming soon, okay? I will give y'all a whole vlog on it, how she revamped my room. I'm telling you, no matter what it is, design-wise, she got an eye that most people don't. And she's finally going to embark on it and do something with it. So I'm so proud of her. And I think that that quote not only can speak to everybody, but definitely, speaks to her. It doesn't matter what your circumstance was, whether you had kids young, whether you're trying to have kids, whether you were born into a situation that isn't ideal and you felt like certain things were out of your reach. It's not impossible. It's If you think it's impossible, that is an opinion. But you can make it happen if you want to. If you decide it is impossible, then it might be. But it's not always the case. So that quote is what spoke to me, and those are my faves of the week. Now we can go ahead and get into the main event, the celebrity and entertainment news, the tea, what's going on, what's the 411, what are the vibes, what has happened in the last couple of weeks. Not a crazy week, the craziest thing since the whole Sweetie and Quavo situation is probably the video of the physical altercation in the elevator, but we're not even going to get into all of that because it's not what we came here to do. I'm going to give, some lighter news. Some lighter news. That was all news. The video is what the video is, but we moving on. So what else happened in celebrity and entertainment news? There was some new music. Yes, Wright dropped a new song last Friday on the 26th. And the song is called Big Purr. Big Purr. And it's a play on words because the song is featuring Pooh Shiesty, whose tagline is, big brr. So it's big brr and big brr. I probably sound nuts, but the song is kind of cute. It's like, he called me big brr, gonna make that. It's kind of cute. If you probably have heard of Coil Ray, even if you're like, I don't know who that is, more than likely you've heard the song No More Parties. Very popular song, went viral, trending on TikTok. If you tuned into my last episode, you know for sure that we talked about music that goes viral on TikTok and artists that do not move on from that. But it looks like she's doing so. So kudos to her. You may also know her from being the daughter of a Love and Hip Hop star that we used to see quite often named Benzino. But now she's making a name for her own self. Love to see it. Love to see it. So go ahead, Coil Ray. If you haven't already listened, maybe tune in to Big Purr. Tell me what you think. Comment. I want to know what y'all think. And that happened. What else happened? Young Miami's mother got out of prison. Oh my goodness. So yes, Young Miami, formerly known as Carisha from the City Girls, welcomed home her mother, Kenya Young, from prison over the weekend. She was arrested, or I think that she was in prison since 2017 for some charges that I don't even really want to mention because I need to cross-check and double-check and triple-check because the ones that I came across on the internet, they was a little crazy. But I won't bring them up unless I know that they're absolutely true. More or less, Young Miami is her daughter, and she was on social media like, oh my goodness, my mom comes home this weekend. I'm so anxious. She's excited, and the fact that she has been reunited with her mother is such an amazing thing. There was a big party to welcome her home. It was star-studded. Her mom, Young Miami, and her sister, JT, everybody was there. Trina, everyone looked great. Her mother looked great. They spoiled her with all types of gifts, Chanel bags, designer this, designer that, new wheel, new truck, who's this, you name it. She was getting it, and she was getting all types of love. So absolutely congratulations to Young Miami and the rest of her family for being able to bring her mother home. And congratulations to Kenya Young herself for being able to come home and reunite with her family. No matter what the case may be, the prison system can be tough on Black families in general. So the fact that they're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel and the light has come and she is home is a beautiful thing. So shout out to Young Miami and Miss Kenya Young. On top of that, she looks great. I don't know how old she was when she had Miami. I know that she had mentioned she was about 22 or 23 when she went to prison, but I don't know how old she was when she had her or what their upbringing was like, but she looked good. So go ahead, Miss Young 305. That's her ad name on the gram. So go ahead, Miss Kenya. You killing it out here, looking guts. Okay, that's how you come home, looking gut. Okay. And the last thing that I have on my list of celebrity and entertainment tea is the NAACP Image Awards. Yes, this also took place over the weekend, Saturday, March 27th on BET. Unfortunately, I was not able to catch it live. Yes, I had something to do that day. But from everything that I've seen on social media, all of the congratulatory posts of the winners, the nominees, and the recaps, it looked like it was fantastic. There were so many great nominees that honestly, I don't know how these people picked their winners, but a couple things did stick out to me. So I'm gonna make sure I go ahead and, you know, get them all out. First off, there were some performances um, by Maxwell and also by Jasmine Sullivan. She looked fantastic. I had to make sure I showed a little extra love to my sis Jazz because that's Philly. Gang gang was goody. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like love me some Jasmine Sullivan. And she performed Pick Up Your Feelings. That song has been snapping. So make sure y'all continue to run that up. But that took place also. There was some fantastic award winners. Okay, so Chadwick Boseman, God rest his soul, rest in peace to Chadwick. He received 2 awards, one for The Five Bloods and another for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Both fantastic films. If you haven't seen them, I highly, highly, highly advise that you go ahead and watch those, especially Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. The Five Bloods is a war story, and if you're not into that kind of thing, it's long and it might go over your head, but that's just Spike Lee joint. You gotta do your due diligence and watch that. At least try. But Ma Rainey's Black Bottom was good. Okay, it was good, and his wife Simone accepted the awards on his behalf, and she got emotional and gave a very heartwarming speech. I just want to make sure I am sending my condolences and my love to Chadwick's wife Simone and the rest of Chadwick's family, because again, nobody was expecting that. 2020 hit us all very hard, and that man is talented. Okay, he was so talented. So the fact that they make sure that they commemorated him and he got those awards is awesome. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom also took home a couple awards, one of its own, and then Viola Davis, who starred in it, also took home an award for that film. Yes, Outstanding Actress in a Motion Picture. Viola also took home a different award for How to Get Away with Murder. So go ahead, shout out to Viola. Let's see, who else did they think? Issa Rae, she won 2 awards for Insecure. Such a big deal. She's breaking barriers when it comes to this industry stuff, okay? Honestly, I gotta make sure I give a shout out to my sis Issa. Who else did it? Versus TV. We all have loved Versus. I think Versus has been one of the biggest things that has gotten us through the quarantine. Whether it be Jill Scott, Erica Badu, DMX, Snoop Dogg, Keisha Cole, Ashanti, like they have really been killing it. Okay, so they got an award for Outstanding Variety Show. I don't care what it was for. I just think that the fact that they picked out Versus TV to give them an award when it was kind of like an entity of itself. Like you don't see, what is that? It's an IG live, competitive, not competitive for a bigger. I don't know. It's like it's its own entity. So the fact that they made sure that they show love, that was dope. Eddie Murphy received the Hall of Fame honor from the NAACP Image Council, I presume. I feel like that one goes without saying. He's Eddie Murphy, bro. Like he's Eddie Murphy. So he's a GOAT, a legend, to say the least. If you have seen Coming to America 2, go ahead and sound off in the comments. I want to know everybody's thoughts on it. I heard some mixed reviews, but I thought it was so cute. and fun. I watched it with my family a little after it came out, like a day or so. It was definitely enjoyable. Also, if you are young, please go ahead and do yourself a favor and watch the first one, the normal Coming to America. Do yourself a favor, do your community a favor, just enlighten yourself and watch the first one. Because if you tried to watch the second one, it'll definitely make the second one a whole lot funnier and a whole lot better if you just watch the first one. It also is like a service to your community because it's a staple. You have to watch Coming to America. You will have a greater appreciation for Eddie Murphy. You honestly can go down a list of films you need to watch that either include or executively produced or written or something with Eddie Murphy. So yeah, go ahead and do that. That's y'all's homework. My young bucks out there that's watching this. But everybody else, I think if you were a fan of the first, you definitely thought that the second was at least cute. Like there were so many moments where you're like, oh my goodness, that's so and so, that's so and so. Like they really went and found so and so to be in this film from the first one. Like, yes, they did. They did their thing. Okay. So big shout out to Eddie Murphy and everybody that went into Coming to America too. And congratulations on receiving that Hall of Fame inductee honor. That's great. And let's see, I know there was more from the award show. Marseille Martin. She took home 2 awards for her role in Blackish. Not to mention, she looked stunning. Like stunning. She grew up. I think that we have this idea with these child actors that they're going to be children forever, and if they grow up, or when they, not if, well, hopefully when when they grow up, they just go crazy because we see that so often, like with Disney and Nickelodeon kids. But Marseille is growing and she is glowing. Not just physically, but career wise, she's doing her thing. She said, "Y'all wasn't ready for me." And we wasn't, because she came and she slayed. I don't know if it was the feathers or if it was the shoes, but to be honest, sis was giving. She was giving. So big shout out to Marseille. I know there was one more I wanted to mention. Jamie Foxx. He won an award for his performance in the animated film Soul. That was another fantastic film that we got over the pandemic. Pixar animated doesn't mean it's a childish film. Like you would think, oh, it's a kiddie movie, it's animated. No, like it will teach you a lesson. It will teach your grown self and your mama. Jake, I don't know your mom. It will teach y'all a lesson. It's a really good movie. Jamie Foxx does his thing in it, and the movie itself won a couple of awards in itself, like for its own thing. For music, it had great music, other fantastic voice actors in it. The writers did their thing. It was like a black Pixar animated motion picture. Like you just don't see too many of those, and it was giving all time. It was what the title is. It was soulful, child. It was soulful. So go ahead and watch it when you're bored or whatever. Like watch it. It's a nice film. It might even make you cry. It might even make you cry. I'm not even lying. So beyond that, don't cry now. Stay tuned because I got a little bit more for y'all. But overall, that is all of the celebrity and entertainment news that I have for you guys. The NAACP Image Awards Council and the creators and the producers and everyone that went into that, they really did their thing. And not to mention, the pandemic has been rough on all of us. But these entertainers, these producers, these writers and creators, they are definitely giving us stuff to occupy us and to keep our attention and to entertain us while we've been stuck in the house. So we can complain all we want, but they are giving us great content to be stuck in the house with. So thank y'all, all of the nominees, the winners, and everyone else under the sun or in between or under that umbrella. Y'all are just making staying in the house a lot easier. So with that being said, I had to make sure I threw that in there. But to wrap things up, I will conclude this episode with a Miss Wright message. As I mentioned before, The pandemic hit us all very hard. And now, as it's wrapping up to be about a year or so since this has happened, it's coming full circle. We now are adjusted, whether we are working from home, whether we are getting used to working out at home, getting used to teaching our kids and having our kids go to school in the same room as we are working and sleeping, and it can mess with you. As the weather is nice, I definitely want everybody to go ahead and take advantage of it. The weather is getting nicer. Spring is here, summer is afoot. I know some of y'all are like, oh, I ain't get my vaccine yet, I don't know if I'm going outside. Other people are like, we're going to the streets. The streets are calling my name. Like, whatever your vibe is, I advise you to be safe. I advise you to, if you want to get the vaccine, child. Go ahead. Protect yourself, protect your family, protect your loved ones. But more or less, go outside. It's good for your mental health. It's good you need some vitamin D. Go outside. But you can show out without acting out. You don't got to go crazy. We seen Miami over the last week or two. I'm not saying to do that. Don't do that. Don't be those people. But definitely show out. Get dressed. Go for a walk. Go to an outside eatery and have dinner with a friend. Do something. Get outside, okay? That's my Miss Wright message to all of you as we wrap up one full year of quarantine. Okay, and hopefully there's not too much of it left. And that's all that I have for y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been real, and y'all have a blessed rest of your day, and happy Easter. Bye.